Hello, 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 Konghari. Yeah, I'm back. I'm back with another watch along. That's right. We're just keeping it going. I was happy that everybody came to watch last time. As with last time, I'll stall for a second so everybody has a chance to get set up and come in here. But this is one of my favorite anime of all time. It's called Big Windup. It's about baseball. Some silly boys who play some silly games. Well, it's not really silly games. It's pretty serious games, but they're still silly boys. Um, we're starting from episode 5. To give a little bit of a refresher. Oh, did I just stopped moving for a second. That was weird. Okay, to give it a little bit of a refresher, the story so far follows our protagonist Mihashi, who is a pitcher, who is very anxious, very traumatized, and used to be bullied in his middle school days. Hi, Fonfon, welcome to the stream. How am I? I'm doing pretty good. I'm excited to watch some more Big Windup because I really like this show. And Squid, hello, 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 Konghari. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm gonna have time to catch up, so you're going in blind. Awesome. Hi, Harad, welcome to the stream. It's not super complicated so far. I'm giving a little recap. So basically, Mihashi, our super anxious little boy, so his grandfather was the owner of his middle school. And I think it's not just a middle school because it's like a middle school, high school, like connected school system that he went to. But anyways, that's beside the point. So his team accused him of being chosen as the ace pitcher out of favoritism. And he believed them because Mihashi has very low self-esteem. He thinks that he's garbage at pitching when he's actually quite good, or at least he has very high accuracy. Not so much on the speed, though. So then he goes to a different high school so he can get away from his bad teammates. And he's actually not planning on joining the team, but he can't resist going and peeking in on their practice, and then gets dragged in by their lovely coach, Momoe, and meets our very angsty catcher, Abe, who he's a bit controlling, at least right now. Trust me, he's a good boy. But he basically tells Mihashi, "You're gonna do everything that I tell you, and then we're gonna win." And Mihashi's like, "Okay." So that's the plot. They do a little training camp where they learn some like sports psychology from their team advisor. And then they have a practice match that has just started. Yeah, imagine changing high schools for that reason alone. Yeah, there's slightly more to it, the reason why he chose this high school in particular, but yeah. um, and so they're doing a practice game against Mihashi's old teammates because Momoe is a little bit of a sadist, but she also wants Mihashi to get over his trauma, yada yada yada. And we actually learned that even though most of Mihashi's former teammates hate his guts and think that he sucks, the pitcher that would have been the ace if not for Mihashi actually respects Mihashi a whole lot. And we'll kind of start to see that more as the match progresses. So I've got my timer up. I've got, you can watch through official sources over on Crunchyroll. We're starting from episode 5. And if everybody's ready, I'll go ahead and count you down with a 3, 2, 1, go. Okay? All right. 3, 2, 1, go. Me, 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 bam, 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 bam. This opening is just such a classic. I don't think it's my favorite opening though, but it's pretty good. I mean, the visuals are so good. Wow, 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 wow. Dorama tick tick domela leso oni nai. めくるめく笑顔だけのフラッシュバック永遠に続きそうで一瞬の One summer oh. Forgot to hit play. Yep, just gotta catch up to the timer. また出会いそうで Hi Pugno, welcome to the stream. We're doing a watch along of Big Windup. 熱くなればいい Hi King Vamp, welcome. Welcome, welcome. I don't know why the ... my half-assed singing. All right, the manager girl is gonna give us a little summary. Yee. You forgot we're watching anime. That's right. You have to do things this time. You have to press buttons. Oh yeah, also Tajima's a fucking badass. Can't forget about that. Oda just walks into this drama like, Mihashi-kun. So small. I love how Oda knows Kano's habits apparently so well that he knows that him humming in the bath is unusual. That's a very straight thing to think about. This guy isn't being paid enough for this therapy session for real, though. You're watching Vinland Saga. Well, you know, that works. I mean, it doesn't, but you do you. I'll just be reacting to something that you have no idea what's going on. Nobody can hit. It doesn't have anything to do with baseball. Yeah. Yeah, she's also having a pretty good time. So cute. Very convincing. Puppy. In the context of the story, it's weird that this team is their first match. Yeah, it's just because they decided to do a practice match like outside of any official tournament. And yeah, this team lost a whole lot, but now they're cocky because Mihashi's not on their team anymore, and they are convinced that Mihashi was the only thing that was bad on their team. What a dork, the biggest dork. Mihashi's like, wow, teammates that actually don't hate me. Ba 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 da ba 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 da na ba ba. Yep, just a practice match. Momoi specifically asked them for this match so that Miyashi can get over his trauma. This team's actually not in the same like prefecture as their team, so it's unlikely that they're ever going to run into each other in like a formal match. Truly the perfect first villain, exactly. There's Abe just psychoanalyzing every single batter. You gotta trust in your boy Abe. That's the thing about Abe. It's like even though he is cocky, he's cocky for a reason. He's actually very smart. Usagi, welcome to the stream. Ooh, the girls are fighting. I saw your VOD and think if you keep improving your content and games, I'll go further beyond with my cute voice. Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm glad you like my voice. You don't slide to first, it's faster to run past. I wouldn't know. I've never played a baseball in my life. I feel like there's probably like circumstances where it's better to slide and where it's better to run, right? Mostly they just don't want Kano to hurt himself because he's a pitcher. I used to be a content creator, but if I keep improving, I'll go beyond. Thank you. Of course, I can't do it by myself. I have a very lovely agency and gen mates behind me. And of course, everybody supported me. Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum. Let's go. Have a good stream. Thank you. Thank you for stopping in, King Vamp. Mm. Da, 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 da. Oh, nice. You can always count on Tajima. The Mihashi Kano rivalry is so good. All right, exposition character, let's go. Dun 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 dun. Come on, Hanai. The fact that you can always count on Tajima means that Hanai's pressure is just that much bigger. All right. They're gonna mentally destroy this picture. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, Miyashi's such a sweetheart. He's just like, no, Kano is having a bad time. Yes, go off, Kano. Hard to swallow pills. We lost because everyone on the team sucked. Shots fired. I love this scene. SA-san, welcome! 頑張ります。まあ、頑張るって言えば、って言っても、アニメを見てるだけだけどね。Oh, I love the character development! Bonked. God, these characters are so endearing. I love them. There he go. No, he doesn't want to go back to his team. Alright, here Rabe goes on his own little delusion. The ego on this guy. He'd do good in blue lock, that's for sure. Miyashi's best stuff with me. Okay. That face he's making. I don't know, Miyashi makes just a lot of faces. Every single one is so good. You're like, what does this face mean? It just means that he doesn't know what to do with his face because he has anxiety. So he just kind of goes, I don't know where Abe got this idea that he needs to make it so that Mihashi doesn't want to go back to his old team. I don't think Mihashi has thought even once about going back to his old team. Although he is pretty good friends with Kano, so if you can call it a friendship. Hi Mabu and hi Rhino, welcome. Oh, you've seen Bib Windup before? Awesome. You can easily just hop in then. Yeah, boy. I'm just gonna let the ending song play out, especially since this is the first episode of our session. But yeah, we've got into the meat of the game. I think it's probably only like one more episode or so left in this match. Flashbacks to an episode or two ago. Which flashbacks? You mean to when his former teammate was threatening to break his arm? I'm sure Mihashi definitely wants to go back to his old team after that. What a cliffhanger. That's not even as bad as the cliffhangers in this show get. いつか宝物と笑って言えるかな強さも優しさもなくてこの足は震えたままでもあの空に虹を描けるようになることずっと信じてる Makes sense to me. Abe's such a funny character. It's like there's a lot of his like narrating of the show that makes you want to think that he's like that we're supposed to agree with him. But if you really listen to the stuff he's saying, he has so many flaws. You know, if we talk about like unreliable narrators, right? In literature and just in a show in general. I mean, everyone in this show is going to be an unreliable narrator, even the coach. Even though I think the coach is usually the most right in the situation, and we're supposed to kind of agree with and just roll with whatever she is thinking when it has like her inner thoughts. Hold up. Let's restart the count up, the timer. You know what I mean? Because whenever like Abe or Mihashi is the one speaking, like there's gonna be some bias in there. I mean, everyone has bias, but I think like my first time around watching, back when I was also like a kid, you know, I was like 13 or whatever, the first time I watched this, and I'd just be like, yeah, Abe, the stuff Abe is saying makes sense. I'm sure he's right. And then going back and watching it as an adult, I'm like, what a dumb fucking kid. When it comes to baseball, it makes sense, sorta. Yeah. If coach says jump, I jump. I would follow Momo-kan to the ends of the world. That's what they call her. Momo-kan. Momoe Kantoku Momo-kan. Anyways, let's fix this so it says episode... Oops, not that. Episode 6. Boop. I don't like that this isn't lining up. Hold up. Let me fix it. And that's a little better. Okay. I've got episode 6 pulled up. Got my timer pulled up. And we're gonna start the episode in 3, 2, 1. Boop. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, you'll never understand the lyrics of this song, especially the beginning. Boy meets girl, or boy meets dream. But they didn't put dream in English for some reason. It just proves you can't you can't reach your dreams if you are in a relationship, I guess. If you date a girl, you can't reach your dreams. That's the takeaway from this show. Unboop. Yes. The universal signal for go is boop. Duh. Tick tock 止められそうにない。一度きりのドラマ熱くなれるだけ I do like that they switch between the Romaji and the translated lyrics, at least on Crunchyroll. Bam, 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 bam. I think most translations that I've seen, most subtitles that I've seen of this show, like back when it was in Funimation and stuff, they usually did that. Also helps you learn some Japanese. Dang, girls, always distracting me from baseball. I love how even though we talked a little bit about the role of the female manager in sports anime, but I love how there is just zero romance plot involving her, at least for the most part. We'll get into more of that later, but like Mihashi has zero interest. I don't think he even knows that she exists at this point. They're doing it. They're doing the baseball. Dun 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 dun. There he is, the little frog boy. I mean, it's not particularly hard to get Mihashi out. Bum 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 ba na 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 dun 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 dun. Do 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 do. It's all on purpose. Ho 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 ho. You gave Abe too much data to work with, too much time to psychoanalyze you. Bwah, bwah. Its face. Abe, Abe, please, please, please. God, he's so possessive. I love feeling good, huh? He's so cringy. We love all the sexism in this show. I mean, from the other characters. Very intentionally written. I don't remember this OST very much. Oh, there it is. I recognize this part. I love a little flute. The tension is always romantic, and then this doofus makes another weird face. Yeah. Abe's over here, like, waxing poetic in his head, and then it pans over to Mihashi, who's like... Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam. Because they're afraid. They're afraid of Tajima. Hana is such a relatable character. Like, just a realistic character, I guess. The way that he thinks. The way that the pressure gets to him. Even when he's trying his best to overcome it. Miyashi Cam. One of the rare instances where Mihashi actually understands Abe's misunderstanding. This whole show is just a series of miscommunication between these two. No picture can resist the joy of victory. Get over yourself, Abe. It's not that deep. Even the rival team is misunderstanding. It's, you know what? It's realistic. 14, 15-year-olds, they don't know how to communicate. They just assume that everyone can read their mind. I don't know if I can speak for others, but that's how I was at like 15. Only thing I understand is dog cute. That's all you need to know. Dog cute, Mihashi cute. Dumb boys are dumb. Ba-ba-bam. Ba-da-da-da-da. Da 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 na 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 na. Okay, I thought that was gonna be like the cliffhanger for the end of the episode. Nope, just the halfway point. Be patient with Abe. He has main character syndrome. I mean, I guess so. He's like the secondary main character. Don't get me wrong. I love Abe to pieces. He's a fantastic character. I just love making fun of him. How's it going? It's going good. We're getting some character development, especially for the Mihoshi team. It's how much you love the game. I love how Kano waits until this late in the game to give them any info about Mihashi. Yeah, he throws out this outside the zone because it's strategy. The plot thickens. He's so convinced that he needs to make Mihashi acknowledge him. I mean, sometimes your fielders make mistakes. It happens. He's so inky. Da, 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 da. I mean, Abe is quite the perfectionist. I understand that. I can relate to that. I I don't understand how Abe can keep all this info in his brain. He remembers every single pitch that they've given to every single batter. Is that normal? Is that normal for people that play baseball? Damn you, left field. Applying math symbols, for real, for real. Pitchers and catchers have to remember a lot of stuff. Ew. I could never. I have the memory of a goldfish. This part's genius. I love this bit. Very normal, really. Swag. Why'd they make the ball hitting game require so much thonking? For real, though. And here we see the problem of being completely obedient to somebody. God, the animation in this show always blows me away. And just all the little things. There's so much love put into everything. It's not like crazy Sakuga or anything, but like it works so perfectly within the vibe of the show. Baseball is a sport for math and stats nerds. I see. Not for me then. I think it would be fun though. I've always wanted to try it. Well, ever since I watched this show. But it's very hard to get into a sport as an adult. Do 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 do. You kind of understand how Abe feels in the games when you're trying to do no hit runs. Yeah. He's very particular. And finally, we get the result of Hatake being Mihashi's former catcher. After one mistake, my mental drops and makes so much goofs. Yep, we gotta do all this kind of mental conditioning that they do in this show. And sometimes Mihashi's a lot stronger than you think. Ba 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 ba. I'm so proud of him. If I played baseball, do you think I'd have what it takes to be a pitcher? I'm certainly the kind of attention hog that would go for it. He truly is the pitcher of all time. That's what makes him a main character, right? こうして僕は学んで少しずつ上手になって Man, now this is making me want to watch Ace of Diamond too. God damn. That would be my second favorite baseball anime. It's a pretty close gap though. I like them both very much for different reasons. But just thinking about all the wacky pictures from Ace of Diamond. You can do it next episode. There are pitchers who are good just because of good eyesight. Well, I at least have 20/20 eyesight. I've got pretty good reflexes. Maybe I'd be a decent batter if I actually put in effort. Can you hit 9 partitions of those boards? I don't know, I've never tried, so you can't prove that I can't. I see, there's actually one more episode in this game. Alright, we are on to episode 7. Let's reset our timer and stuff. Ba-ba-bum. Episode 7. My love of anime baseball, but not actual baseball. I mean, like, because there's a story, you know? Like, I guess if I were to watch, like, a documentary or interview of, like, real baseball players and, like, do research into their entire lifetime story, like, maybe I could piece together some kind of reason to be emotionally invested in them as people. But, like, that's a lot of work. And it's so much easier to be emotionally invested when the story is presented to you in like an actual narrative as opposed to just like real life events. Because unfortunately, real life, it does not always make a great story. All right, just depends on how you tell the story, you know? Do you ever think about that? I think about that a lot of like, what would my life be as a story? Like, what kind of genre would it be? What pacing would it be? Would it focus on my childhood or my middle school years or my high school years or my adult years? I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Acer. What? With that with certain subjects, but in anime form, you read a manga about bondage and they make it like interesting and wholesome. No comment. No comment. No comment. But like I get it. But like I get it. But like I get it. There are lots of good baseball storylines, but it's difficult to follow in real time. Yeah. 4 gag manga. Is that what my life would be? I don't know. My life would be really sad as a gag manga. It would just be like, have you ever seen Watamote? If you've ever seen Watamote, it's that my life is that kind of comedy. It's a dark comedy where the punchline is that it's like Tem said that they would change today. Tem said that today's the day that they would do dishes. It did not happen. A magical girl anime for my life. If we're talking like Madoka Magica, then probably yeah. The 2004 storyline of the Boston Red Sox. Okay. If you make it into an interesting format, like a movie or a show, I would maybe be interested. Tomoko is best girl. Watamote just makes me depressed, but maybe I need to go back and rewatch it. People are always like, why does Watamote make you depressed? I'm like, because it's too real. It hits too close to home. Anyways, we're not talking about my life story right now. We're talking about Mihashi's. Watch the movie Moneyball? Perhaps. We'll see. Funny I mentioned that. I'm assuming someone has made it into a movie. I knew it. Alright, anyways, let's begin episode 7 in 3, 2, 1, go. Meow, 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 meow. Could Tem be a magical girl, become super depressed, and beat magical monsters? I mean, we've already got the first part down. Boy meets Yume, toza sareta. Oh, Tomoko does have friends? Nice. I just remember the anime ending on like a really depressing note. Where she's like, this is the time that I'm finally gonna make friends, and then just it ends up not happening. Fever pitch. Okay. Dake no flashback sagashite iru natsu de. Nishun no one summer. Bum 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 bum. Tomerareそうにない. I wonder if my singing helps you sync up the the video. ドラマ熱くなれるだけ熱くなればいい. Doesn't help that Tomoko's kind of a bad person, but she's grown. Yeah, she's always been a little iffy. Do 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 do. Now Abe's having a little breakdown. One time me and the OP synced up really well. Nice. Well, the hot decade thing wasn't really Abe's fault. I mean, none of it was really Abe's fault, but the uh the thing about Oda closing his eyes. Oh, it's so touching. Tay time for real. What Abe means to say is that he cares about Mihashi. Miyashi's just like, why is he mad at me? And also apologizing. Tire out the pitcher, let's go. Momokan is ruthless. Sakaiguchi gets a little time to shine here. Yeah, you've got a long ways to go, little boy. I like the view with like Mihashi's hat. Dun, 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 dun. do the side characters get more screen time and actual character after this? Yes. For now, they're just kind of focusing on. I guess we've got like 4 characters on the main team, aside from the coach, that are kind of like the main focus of the show. But most of the other side characters will get more time later. And usually, of course, as with most sports anime, there's like 1 or 2 characters on the enemy teams each time that get a lot of character development. Damn! Kano goes straight for the nuts. Such a funky little gremlin boy. What does bro say? It's just a casual way to interrupt your teammate, kick them in the nuts. She's in the batting zone. Ba, 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 da. Ba, 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 da. Ba, da, da. Ba, ba, da, da. The cliffhanger. Only for a second, though. Thank God we don't have commercial breaks. Let's go! Oh, I love the wide shot. Alright, somebody snap him out of his little depression bubble. The friendship. The friendship between those two. Let's go. Right? The animation quality is surprisingly good for like a non-mainstream anime. Ba ba ba. At least be depressed in the dugout. Yeah, why do you want to leave this team? Their team also has a thing going between them. I don't know what specifically you're referring to, though I have some guesses. Let's go, communication is happening. Yep, only once. Bottom of the ninth. Nice commercial break. Eh. Good luck, boy. There's triumphant music playing. Dun, 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 dun. Bum, 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 bum. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah. Oh, my boy. Da da. Man, the emotional moments really just hit in this show. My computer stalled for a second, but it didn't get that far off from the timer, I don't think. Right? You belong there, man. You're finally in a good team. Oh no. They want him back. His ex wants him back. Nah, it's not like that. Oh, I love that line. Mihoshi's ace has always been Kano. The slow turnaround. Ugh. Oh. Yeah, the rival coach is pretty chill. Can we just appreciate the voice acting? Zettai. No. It's a nice guy to actually tell him his habit. He's dead. That's it. The plot. Mihashi dies in episode 7. And he can finally sleep. Because remember, he hasn't really slept like this entire training camp for at least like 3 days. Of course, Momocon being the number one Abe Miha shipper. Mihashi dies after resolving his very terrible past. I mean, that's like a death flag, right? You know, when a character gets a lot of development, when they make you get attached to a character just to kill them off. Wait, he be down bad. Like, sorry, I try not to bring up like shippy stuff all the time, but like, come on, like, come on, like, I'm not the only one. 自分が好きで自分が嫌で踏み出せばいい変わりたいそう願えばいいこの手ぎゅっと握った。Yeah, they say lines about how great the future is. They make promises. Yeah, one day we'll definitely go and see the sunset from Mount Fuji together or whatever the fuck, right? I can't help myself. I can't fight my nature. 震えたままでも空に虹を描けるようになることをずっと信じてる。It's almost canon at this point. Listen, I don't make the rules. Oh, I mean, it's a good stopping place, but also I think the next episode will probably have a decent stopping place. I think. Cause we gotta meet Haruna. We gotta. Just let me have this. If you've ever seen Haikyuu, you know Oikawa. You know every sports anime has to have an Oikawa, right? Like a big rival character who is like a pretty boy and cocky. The binging urge. We gotta meet my boy. My boy. I mean, every character in the show is my boy, but this boy in particular, he's just such a guy, such a funky fella. Never would have thought a sports anime can be so dramatic, right? Hits me harder than some actual life or death plots. See, that's the beauty of sports anime is that it can make you feel all the hype and all the like touching moments, and then your faves don't die. They still are alive. Although usually, like, especially graduation, feels like a death. If you've ever watched Yomushi Pedal, some of the funniest moments in that show are towards like the end of the first inter high, where like people start dropping out of the race and they literally act like they're dying. They're like, no, 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 you still have so much to live for. And then they just come back the next day like, yep, I'm in college now. What's up? Too many boys. Too many beautiful boys. That's a Griffin McElroy reference. I'm not just being a creep, okay? Listen, I am an adult. I'm an adult. And these are all small boys. And I just think they're neat. And I want to watch them be happy. You have so much to race for. For real, for real. Initial D. I have not watched Initial D. It's the like a racing one. All right, is everybody ready for episode 8? It's probably going to be the last one of our session tonight, unless I get hit by another cliffhanger. But I think we'll be fine. Anyways, episode 8, starting in 3, 2, 1, go. Some sports anime characters act like they'll actually murder the other players. Oh, for real. For sure, for sure. Especially Blue Lock. Like, characters in Blue Lock have, like, the dirtiest mouths. They'll just be like, I'm gonna fucking kill you, you asshole! Wow, 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 wow. Highly recommend, but you have to get past the old art style. Yeah, it takes It takes some willpower. Meguru meku egao dake no flashback. Again with the thumbs up. I'm unclear of what the thumbs up means, but I just generally assume it's like a agreement with whatever the thing I just said was. Atsuku nareru dake. Like there's just a close up of hand holding in the freaking OP. Donamasa. 熱くなればいい。Oh yeah, Ice Shield. Ice Shield is a pretty fun anime. I watched a good bit of it. I just love the blonde guy. He's just such a funny character. Also, like one of the few straight ships that I give a fuck about is him and like the main girl. There's also boob jiggle to make sure the guys are still on board. God, Listen, some boob jiggle is okay. I mean, even this show has boob jiggle. I'll never have any holidays for the next 3 years. So true. Is it okay to greet him? That anxiety. Yeah, the boys in the show are so weird about girls. You'd think they've never talked to a girl before in their life. I mean, she's just like, girls? What are those? You get the dilemma of wondering whether you should greet somebody or not. I mean, yeah. 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 Abe and Sakaiguchi have history. An amazing picture. Could that be foreshadowing? Just say hi when you walk by. That's your social interaction of the day. Yeah. I'm done talking to people after I say one word to them. So I don't talk to anybody at work. Ah, yes, but first, we get some more psychology. is so stupid. You almost said something about Mihashi that you shouldn't have. Oh boy. It has to do with balls and girls. Gotcha. Yeah, just harass this girl for the sake of proving a point about your sports psychology. That's perfectly normal. We're Pavloving this shit. Ba, 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 ba. I have no idea how much of this science is actually fact, but I'm just gonna buy it. All right, more hand holding. That's what this show needed. Me when I feel relaxed after seeing balls. Yeah, that's apparently baseballs, right? Baseballs. That's what we're trying to do. I always have to do it with them. You can see why this show is like my comfort anime. It's literally meditating. You can literally meditate to this show. I should really start meditating. Musashi no Daiichi. Plot twist, he's actually a cult leader trying to summon Spirit of Baseball. I'd believe it. Shiga Sensei is a creep. Right. I know some members in the sports team would only pretend to do the exercise. Not on this team, I guess. It might also just be a culture thing, because I feel like in Japan, there's a lot different, like, intensity to these things. Oh, and there goes the clothes. There he is. Mizutani just throws an eye under the bus. I believe in slacker spirit. That's fair. And today we learn these boys have first names. I've always thought it was weird that they don't have any upperclassmen uh in this team. Now it's obvious her to face his ex for real. I don't know, literally just came over here to be a bitch. I literally could not tell you these guys' names. And then we have this random character that's voiced by Miyano Mamoru. It's a really weird decision to just throw in these characters' plot lines in this episode. Oh, right. Ryo's weird religious thing. I. You can just ignore all that, honestly. Like, the mangaka was literally just like, alright, here's some characters that might be important later. Just toss them in there. They aren't gonna have the same drama as last game. It reversed, right? No, no, no. Haruna's character arc is gonna be much more long term. They need to have some quirk or two, I guess. Like a character from a different show just showed up, literally. They just start spouting names like, oh yeah, it's like this, blah blah blah, and this and so and so. And it's like, what? Hello? I just realized how much attention to detail was in that guy flipping the page. There was absolutely no need for him to flip the page. He could have literally just kept spouting off facts. But they chose to animate him flipping the page for like 3 seconds. The level of detail. Smoel, hello, welcome to the stream. What are my pronouns? I go by they, them. Yes. Either way, your model is pretty. Thank you. I can't take very much credit. I was given this model by my agency, but I really love it. I love my beautiful body. Never seen anyone ask for pronouns so aggressively, right? I don't know. Is it the heart of who Abe is? Yeah, I don't know. It's the reason why Abe's like, don't defy me. Bleh. They're just tossing out a bunch of names. All you gotta take out of this is that there are a bunch of scouts watching this game. Because Haruna's a big deal or whatever. See, Haruna's not a totally bad guy. He knows how to build up his teammates. Baseball is serious business, especially in Japan. Japan's nuts about baseball. See, even though Haruna has a pitch limit, they find a way to put a positive spin on it, you know? Mihashi's eyes have become blob. Still a jerk, that he is. Miyoshi. I love how Tajima just sits there and lets him go through his little breakdown. And he's so chill about it. Bro is going through it. He sure is. But he can at least bring himself out of some of his episodes, you know? I've always thought that episode was really a good show of how Mihashi deals with stress, or like, I don't know, how he deals with his self-doubts. Right? Tajima is the perfect character. I mean, he's the comic relief. He's also the coolest character. He's also kind of the best bro to the main character in a weird way. But he's not too perfect that he doesn't have flaws. He doesn't really have flaws though, honestly. Like, he gets involved in some drama sometimes, but like, Tachibana himself, he's like the perfect specimen of a human being somehow. Takaramono to waratte ieru kana, yasashi mo naku te, kono ashi wa furueta mama demo kakeru you ni naru koto. Right? He's mature in some ways, surprisingly. It's like he can't trust people for whatever reason. You know, I mean, there are reasons, but like he has decided that he can't take Abe's words seriously because he thinks Abe was just trying to appease him, you know, just flatter him. But he decides that, well, even though Abe was just flattering me, the fact that he wanted to flatter me because he wants me to do well means something. There we go. What a perfect place to stop, right? I just really wanted to introduce you guys to Haruna because he's probably my favorite character. I don't know. I mean, uh, I love Mihashi. I love him as a main character. I just think Haruna is really funny. I love Mihashi and Abe and all the main team. They need flawed main characters, so we actually have a story to follow along with their development. Exactly. It's no fun when a main character is perfect, you know, and never doubts himself, or I mean, I don't know. There's different kinds of character development that characters can get, you know, when a character starts out being overly cocky and then gets like knocked down a peg. That's also pretty interesting, but it's harder for me uh to relate to characters like that. But I think character development is done pretty good in this show. And it will take a while for Hardness to get character development. It'll take a while. Um, but yeah, that was episode 8. That was episode 5, 6, 7, and 8. It seems like 4 episodes seems to be a pretty good pace for let's go ahead and stop the timer. Seemed to be a pretty good pace for this watch along. And you know, if you guys are still enjoying it, I would love to do some more. Maybe next week or maybe sometime after that. Just kind of depends on how my schedule turns out. But I hope you enjoyed. I think I already said that. I don't know. I'm just a broken record at this point. Um, and if you want more sports anime other than this to hold you over, Ace of Diamonds is a really good one, and of course Blue Lock, which I've been obsessed with lately. Good episodes, yeah. There sure were some good episodes. Yeah, 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 yeah. I love comparing and contrasting Big Windup with Ace of Diamonds specifically because they're both from around the same period of time, like when they were big. They're both about baseball, but they are very different. Like the main character in Ace of Diamond is definitely the anti Mihashi. He's just in terms of personality. He's very much like the cocky go-getter kid. Um, but it takes some time for the development to really go anywhere, but it's definitely worth it, in my opinion. The baseball isekai manga? I have not. What does that even mean? What baseball isekai? Is it like a baseball player that isekais into a fantasy world and uses his baseball skills? Is that what we're talking about? Are we talking about someone who gets isekai'd into a baseball team? Or what? What? The words are confusing me. The words that have come out of your mouth, or I suppose out of your text box, um, do not compute in my brain. You're gonna have to give me a title, either now or afterwards, because you have piqued my curiosity. So that's gonna do it for today. Oh, let's see. In another world where baseball is war, a high school ace player will save a weak nation. What? And that's also the plot. Yeah, I gathered that. What? But, uh, um, all right. That sounds that. Yep. Isekai and sports anime sounds like two extreme spectrums. That could either be terrible or the best thing ever. What a short name for an isekai, right? They really held back with that one, you can tell. All right. There's going to be no stream tomorrow. Taking a little break from that. And then pretty much the rest of this week is going to be Apex Hell. I'm almost out of Bronze 3. I played a few games earlier today, and I and lost a lot of them. I don't know why I said one. I won maybe one of them. I lost like 7 of them. But like I'm like kind of close to getting out of Bronze 3. It's bizarre, but I had to bring it up because baseball. I appreciate that. I will now be associated with baseball. Every time you think of Tem, you'll think, oh yeah, what's this other baseball thing I can recommend? Oh my god. Anyways, Tem. Bye bye. I don't know. Let's see if anybody else is streaming so I can recommend you their streams. Mako is playing some Roblox. That sounds like a good time. Also, don't pay too much attention to his thumbnail. It is cursed. And he had to show it off to everybody in the server. Because he's a very silly cat boy. Anyways, have a good one. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. Tim's next outfit will be baseball. We'll see. We'll see. The baseball VTuber. That's done. Bye-bye.